Hi there, crafty friends, and welcome to my 12 Days of Christmas. I'm Terry from Terrific Cards, and this is day one. So, I am going to, over the next 12 days, share some projects with you that aren't too difficult and that you can make in your own time over the holidays. All right, so they're using current products from the annual and September to December mini catalogs. So let's get started with today's project. All right, so we are going to be making a cute little shaker card. Let me get that set up there and we'll switch cameras here for you. There we go. All right, so this is our little moose and it's from the Christmas Friends bundle. All right. And you can see we've got a little shaker action happening there. So we're going to be using the Regal Distressed DSP. It's on page 35 of the September to December mini catalog, and it's actually part of the Regal Winter Suite collection. We're also going to be using some clear envelopes. They're on page 122 of the annual catalog. And this label here is from the Everyday Details dies. It's an online exclusive, so you won't find it in the catalog, but if you go to stampinup.ca and you search in the sidebar online exclusives, you will find those products in there. I've got some sequins in here. Like I said, I've got the moose from the Christmas Friends bundle. That's page 43 of the September to December mini catalog. And I'm going to use some crumb cake and Real Red stamping blends, as well as I think it's light crumb cake right there. And I've got, what's this one? Is the Smoky Slate. All right, so those are the stamping blends that I'm going to use. And we've got a cherry cobbler card base, a white cardstock layer that's 5 1/4 by 4. And I also put an inside cardstock layer that's also 5 1/4 by 4, just so you're able to write on the inside of that. And then you can obviously put whatever sentiment you want on there. All right, so let's get started here. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to color my moose. Now, I've already got my moose all stamped and die cut. So those are both from the bundle. And I'm going to take my crumb cake blends. And we're going to start with the dark. And this is really easy. I'm just going to color where these little hash marks are on the image. That kind of tells you where the shadows are. So I'm just going to color that. Are you all getting in the Christmas spirit? It's December 2nd today, so my tree is all up, ready to go. How about you? It's pretty cold here too. So I don't have to be too perfect with this. My wrist is a little bit sore today, so I'm finding it hard to color. Some days that happens. All right, so that gives us a good start with that color. Now I'm going to take the light crumb cake, and I'm just going to blend that. So you'll notice when you're coloring that these are they're alcohol inks, so they will blend that dark right into that light very nicely and seamlessly, so you don't see a bunch of lines there where you've colored. And that transition, which is beautiful. And if you happen to color outside of the lines, there is a fabulous color lifter Stampin' Blend that will help you. It works wonders, let me tell you. If you use the bullet end on this, it's a little bit better. The brush end is going to be faster, but it also bleeds a bit more. And sorry, my hand in the way there. I do notice that the color is just slightly different when you're using the bullet as opposed to the brush end. So just be mindful of that and maybe do a little bit of practicing on your scrap paper before you color. So you can kind of get a sense of how it's going to turn out. I feel like I'm working a bit slower today too. Must be the cold weather, I don't know. So now I am no artist by any means, but I do find that these stamping blends work well for anybody, whether you like to color or good at coloring. Put a little bit more dark in there, just on his muzzle. Okay, I think I've got all of his body. So we're going to go in with the cherry cobbler. Now we're going to color this pretty scarf here. I'm just going to outline it first so it gives me kind of a space. Kind of helps me stay inside the lines. Such a pretty red color. All right, there we go. Got him done. Oh, let's do his socks too. Do his socks in red. There. All right, so we'll bring in the smoky slate and we'll color his skates. I really like this stamp set. The critters are very cute. There we go. All right, I think we've got him done. Yeah, let's move these aside there. Okay, so let's start working on our card. I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to fold it. And that card base is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.25. So there's my card base. I'm going to take the first piece of white cardstock and I'm going to glue that down. To the card front. There we go. And then we're going to take the second piece of white cardstock and we are going to glue it. We're going to glue this one down to the inside of the card. That's what gives us space to write. All right. There we go. Okay, now let's get started on the shaker part of our card. So we'll grab our DSP, and I've got a clear envelope that I've taken, and I've cut the I've cut it in half, and I've cut around it, taking off the top and the bottom. So I've made that just slightly bigger than my DSP. All right. And my DSP was 4.75 by 3.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I think I'm going to glue it to the back of here. I'm going to take some Tear tape. Just trying to decide where I want to put the glue on, but this will be just as good. So we're going to put the tear tape on the back, just around the outside. And up here. Okay, but when we take this off, we're only going to take 3 sides of this off. I don't have my pokey tool handy, so I have to try and use my nails. Okay, so I've taken 3 sides of that off. Now I'm going to take my window sheet. You can't really see it that well on the mat, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it down, and then I'm going to place my DSP in the middle of it. I'm going to bring it up so I can see it. Very hard with the light glare. There we go. Okay. So we're going to make a pocket, and we're just going to fold that over. Now remember, we only did 3 sides of this right now. Okay. Just going to trim these little corners off here. All right, make sure that that's all glued down really well. Okay, so now we've got a little envelope. Okay, let's clear this stuff out. And I have some sequins here. Got some red sequins. You can obviously use whatever colors you want. You could do white, you could do gold. I'm going to dump some of these sequins in here. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay. So now I'm going to take that tape off of the top so we can seal those little sequins in there. So this is just a nice, easy way, if you can get the tape off, to make a shaker card. I will have to find my pokey tool at some point, make my life easier. All right, so then I'm just going to bring that last piece down, glue that down, just trim that little end off there. You're not going to see it because we're going to glue it down to the card front, but I don't want that poking out too much there. All right. There we go. Now we have our shaker card on our shaker card. And I want to use the tear tape again because I want to give it a nice, good stick down. You could also use the Stampin' Seal Plus. That'll work too. It sticks pretty good. Okay. Do all 4 sides. The little piece in the middle just to hold it. There we go. All right, now I'm just going to place that right in the center of my card. Looks about right. Flatten that down nicely. There we go. Get rid of our garbage. Okay. So now the last part of our card, we're going to take our label and we're going to grab some black ink. And I need Happy Holidays. I'm just going to nicely stamp that right in the middle of there. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to glue, figure out where I want him to be and where I want my Happy Holidays to be. So I think I'm going to put my Happy Holidays right about there. I'm going to use Tear Tape again. We're going to glue it right down to the, oops, got some hair in there. Fluff. All right, we're going to glue it right down to the front. I guess I wanted it right about there. There we go. Got him glued down. Now, going to glue him down with dimensionals. And unfortunately, I don't have my dimensionals handy right here at my desk. So I will show you that, but you get the idea. The dimensionals underneath him, we're just going to pop him up a little bit and bring in our finished cardigan. All right, there you go. So that's our first project for the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow to see what we're making next. All right, have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.